going on, guys? Thanks for watching the first episode of Nerdy Narcotics. Now, I'm going to actually go ahead and ask you to bear with us. We are just doing our first attempt. We don't even know if we're going to put this one on YouTube or not yet. So bear with us. We're working on increasing the quality and making everything better in a general sense. The topic of what we're doing today is actually the Nintendo NX. And if you don't know what that is, basically it's a new console coming out for Nintendo. It's rumored right now. Nothing's been set in stone. But it's supposed to come out in 2016. And I do want to emphasize, it is all rumors at this point, so nothing that we say is really set in stone or of any official capacity, with the exception of some patents, which are government documented patents. So, the first thing I want to ask about the Nintendo NX is the timing. It's definitely weird timing, but is it the right timing for a new Nintendo console?
I believe it is. I mean, just for one of the big reasons being that sale-wise, it's just not competing with the other consoles. For their Wii, they had over 100 million sales for the consoles. It's one of the top 3 best-selling systems of all time. And then when the Wii U came out, it plummeted down to 10 million consoles only sold. So just for the fact that, that they're not making the sales, I feel like they just need to kind of do something new, maybe spice it up a little bit. Maybe try to put them back in the running with the other consoles. So
yeah, that's definitely what I would call kind of a colossal failure from 100 million to 10 million. I think they know that. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's a desperate move, and it definitely shows if they do release it. But they really have no way of competing with the current market, the current gen systems, unless they try and change things up. I mean, they've been innovators in the past with the Wii and the motion controls, so. I'm sure they could.
The most interesting thing I think about the timing aspect is that the lifespan for the systems, the Wii was actually a 6-year, I think, running system back in 2006, I believe. This is year 3 for the Wii U, hitting this November, and if they release it next November, as Nintendo has released their last several consoles in November, it'll be a 4-year console, and I would be a little ticked off if I just got one this Christmas and find out there's a new console coming out.
Super short life.
Yeah, next year. So with that being said, I would think they have to put some support for the Wii U and actually back it up for quite a amount of time.
Yeah, it seems like they would have to definitely have backwards compatibility. Without that, such a short lifespan of 4 years for their system is just unimaginable.
And Microsoft and Sony is they're kind of abandoning their new consoles now, but their console's been out like 8-10 years. But you mentioned backwards compatibility, which kind of brings us into another interesting point, is one of the patents for a new system by Nintendo, we're assuming it's the NX here, has no optical drive, which is kind of nullifies the opportunity for backwards compatibility. I think some people were saying chips or cartridges maybe would be used instead of CDs.
Yeah. And if that's the case, that's definitely going to limit their data available for their games, which might not be that much of an issue if it turns out to be a handheld device instead of a home console, which the rumors are saying that it is either a hybrid system or it is their next home console.
Which I think would be sweet. Especially, they've always had their own little flavor,
I would call it a gimmick.
A gimmick, yeah. They always have their little gimmicks and stuff, but if you could have the power of a console at your fingertips, it'd be pretty impressive, I guess. But
and that, speaking of power, is another good place to go. There's 2 contrasting reports, and usually rumors you don't hear something so drastically different. One person or one of the things I had read said it's more powerful than the Xbox One and the PS4. And let me go ahead and say that if Nintendo's going to do another console, I'm all for that. Let's get them back in the serious game and quit playing around. But the other one's it's not as powerful. So that brings me kind of an interesting question on if you were given the choice between Nintendo's next console being more powerful or having another awesome gimmick, maybe 2 devices as we had mentioned. I mean, what are y'all feelings on which way they should go?
Well, I just definitely don't want another gimmick. The Wii U touchscreen control was just a huge failure. As mentioned in the statistics of the units sold earlier, they really can't bank on another gimmick. What about you? What do you think?
I'm actually all for a gimmick. I love when someone brings something new to the table. I hope it's something that could just blow us away. It's just like, oh wait, this wasn't thought of. Well, I hope that they can bring something to the table like that for me. I hope. I mean, I still have a little bit of faith, and Nintendo bringing back and showing a little bit of what they could do. Hopefully, this might be it. I don't know.
Somewhere more in the middle. I'm not going to lie. I do lean more towards let's get a raw, powerful system. Let's see Zelda look like Skyrim, Metroid look like just amazing. But if they were to do a console that was decently powerful, doesn't have to be as crazy as the new systems are with PS4 and Xbox One, but would let me play my Pokemon or Zelda and then just leave the house and be at work on my lunch break playing it, I'm up to see what they provide, but we will have to wait and see what they do. And I was hesitant to even bring this fact up because it seems like, I mean, come on, that's a stupid rumor. That's not true. But from a decently credible source, it says the new console will be $150, which, I mean, if it has a super chip now and it's more powerful than ever, that seems not possible. And if it's 2 devices, that seems not possible.
True that. However, I don't see it reaching that 150 marker. But I feel like if they are going to bring something, if they feel like they need to compete, I wouldn't put it past them to go that step above and did create something just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Xbox and PlayStation. I feel like they have to do something, or they risk losing a lot right now. So
I know I've joked around with a lot of people about, and God, people are going to crucify me. It's okay, but that if I would not be too much against Nintendo going bankrupt and putting Zelda on my PS4 and Mario. But the reason they don't is Nintendo has so much money. So is it possible they could release a console at such a loss, maybe almost as like an apology for, hey, you only had your Wii U, 4 years, and just get the console out there? That I guess we'll have to kind of be waiting and seeing. Let's just say if it is a kind of a 2-device console where it's a portable tablet like the Wii U, but you can take it on the go, and it's a 2-device console, what would you think MSRP should be for that? What would you look to spend?
Not too sure, man. They couldn't ask for some outrageous price by now. I mean, they did just release a system
I believe
people already purchased into. So
I believe that around $350 to $500 for a dual system is reasonable.
Your high-end price is my low point. I couldn't see it for less than $500. I mean, the technology in the 3DS, which most companies tend to sell consoles at a loss now, the technology in the 3DS was, that thing's, $200? The Wii U's $300? Yeah. I mean, they're going to do something that's more powerful and it's 2 devices and comes together.
That's very true.
We'll have to see. One closing remark I do want to make is about Zelda for the Wii U. Now, everybody knows it was promised in 2015 and it got delayed till the 2016. But I think they may have delayed it for the Nintendo NX. Very similar to what they did for Twilight Princess, which was supposed to come out on GameCube and was held back to till the Wii came out. And the funny part is it was supposed to be better on the GameCube. So that's a little bit of a bummer. It makes me like, why do I even want my Wii U? My next Zelda game's coming out on the NX, so... The last question I do want to ask, though, and y'all probably have differing opinions about this, but is it possible, you think, for Nintendo to be taken seriously? It's hard for me to consider them in the console game as a serious runner. Is there anything you think Nintendo can do for you to actually see them as a hardcore contender for a best console or anything?
Maybe not in the competition as far as maybe best console, unless, like I said, they do bring a gimmick that just blows out of the water, just like something that like people didn't think about, and then they found out this is pretty unique. But as far as taking them seriously, I still think Nintendo still got what it takes to make great games. So I still see it possible. I mean, me being a huge fan, growing up, Mario, Smash Brothers. A lot of these fun games that I wouldn't say overlooked. People gave them a shot, but I still think it has a lot of potential. Of course, big names, Zelda and all that, and so I think they still got it. So.
I'm on the other hand, don't really take. I can't really take their home console seriously anymore. the Wii U was just disappointing, but they still have the major share of the handheld market, and so that's worth noting.
With Vita, actually, I think Sony just said they're not even working on first-party games anymore, so they're like Audi 5000 when it comes to handhelds. And they also stated they weren't going to do another handheld system to a sequel to the Vita because they said phone games were taking that market. Is there anything else that y'all would like to see in the Wii U that we haven't already mentioned?
I really hope that possibly that they do something where, like with the Wii U, all the stuff from the Wii could be used. I'm hoping that somehow the Wii U can interact. If they do that, for the people, their fans that do already have the Wii U, hopefully it can interact and do something cool. Maybe it works together somehow in synergy. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I hope that this time they have better marketing than with the Wii U, because I mean, so many people just mistook the Wii U for just a add-on or peripheral for the Wii. They need to go with new branding. Like I know the NX is just a code name at the moment, but they need to try and differentiate themselves from the Wii branding, I believe.
It's kind of an epidemic with console names. Obviously the Wii, which I did not like, the Wii U, which it's like, what are you guys doing? The 3DS is kind of called like 3DS, 3DX XL, and then there's a new 3DS, and even Xbox went Xbox 360, and now Xbox One. I guess it's too hard to keep it simple as PS1, 2, 3, 4, etc. We'll see if they can get it right. And that's all we have time for today, guys. I'm Sir Nate. This to my right is Dark, and to my left is Miggy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Nerdy Narcotics to get your fix on all gaming and geek-related addictions. And leave us a comment and some feedback in the bottom. We actually do want some feedback. We're working on getting our lighting, mic, and everything put together. But any feedback y'all have whatsoever will be awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Later.